How do we know when we're really present and when we're just thinking about presence? How do we know when we're resting in the heart center and when we're just imagining it? How do we know when we simply are spacious awareness rather than identified with the mind or some concept of spacious awareness? We feel it. We sense it. We don't know it on the mental level that we're familiar with. I know I'm resting in the heart because it feels truly restful, not like subtly trying to relax. There's a deep feeling of relief. The mental fog evaporates and simplicity emerges. The whole idea of presence and the question of if I'm present dissolves into stillness as the mind stops making any effort to know. And the second the mind tries to grab onto it, it's gone. Wanting to know is a clear indication that we're still in the mind. I really clearly remember being in a session, doing some deep work on all of this, and the guide told me, man, you're trying to work your way out of the mind through the mind, and it'll never work. But you can just sidestep into the heart. For a moment, I deeply sensed the meaning and felt it. For a moment, I effortlessly experienced myself as pure awareness in the heart. A second later, of course, my mind wanted to know how to do this exactly. I had some questions. I wanted to be sure I'm doing it right. So I just had to laugh at myself. Maybe you've had a similar experience at different times listening to this series about demystifying the ego and understanding the mind. Maybe you've had these moments where you sense in a really deep way something beyond the level of the mind, deeper than that. But then the mind often jumps in and wants to take control of it. Maybe as you're listening, you start to feel a connection to a deeper, truer part of yourself. But then the mind almost immediately starts intellectualizing that. The mind always wants more information. It's part of the game that keeps us thinking all of the time. And we stay stuck in the game as long as we continue to entertain it. There is no step-by-step for letting go of the ego. The step-by-step is just the ego still. We're finding a new feeling. The mind constantly asks questions about how to find the feeling, but deep down, we know there's no step-by-step 1, 2, 3 guide, just a simple shift that no one can tell us how to make. We each must find the feeling for ourselves, and then remind ourselves of it time and time again. It feels unfamiliar and new on one level, but totally familiar and natural on another. In my first experiences of spontaneous total awakening, the phrase, "you know when it's real," came into my mind as an anchor. No longer identifying with my concept of self felt like coming out of a daze and seeing real life for the first time ever. It felt more lucid, clear, and real than any other experience in my whole life, but not on this continuum of more and less clear-headed, as it tends to fluctuate in day-to-day life. No, like a whole new dimension of clarity. Like taking off thick, dark glasses and earplugs all at once, but beyond that still. Effortlessly aware of all of my senses, integrated into total embodiment. Simple, yet deeply alive. I realized how many moments in my life I'd felt pretty clear, but was still somewhat lost in my ego. It's easy to think it's real, but you know when it's real. Your mind doesn't know when it's real, but you do. Love you.